Ladies and gentlemen, dames en heren, mesdames et messieurs, welcome to the future of digital label production, which starts here and today at the Mouvent booth. My name is Jan, and in the name of the whole Mouvent team, let me tell you that we're very happy and honored to have you all with us here today, and that we are very excited to share with you what we as Mouvent have in store to revolutionize the world of digital label printing. The label industry as a whole, ladies and gentlemen, is changing very rapidly. And we are going to enforce those changes, and this is how we plan to do it. To your left, we have what we call the mini label press. It is our Mouvent LB701 UV digital press. And by simply looking at it and its tiny size, you wouldn't believe it, but this is actually a full-blown, highly productive digital label press. It has a print width of 170 millimeters, can reach production speeds of up to 100 meters a minute, and has an optical resolution of 2000 dpi. Yes, you heard right, 2000 dpi, ladies and gentlemen, which translates into crystal clear images and sharpest text even down to the finest detail. So how is this all possible with such a tiny piece of equipment, you might ask yourself? Well, the secret lies within the simply genius design of the print engine and its base building block, our Mouvent cluster. So what it is a Mouvent cluster? I propose let's have a look at it. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you our Mouvent cluster. Quite impressive, isn't it, that in such a small piece of technology can reach performances that are so very high. Actually, the individual cluster doesn't weigh more than 2.8 kilos and fits into a shoebox. Yet all electronics, mechanics, and ink conditioning related items are integrated inside each of these clusters. And did you know that most of the parts of the cluster are produced with 3D printing using the very same materials that are used in the Formula One industry? I guess it's no wonder that we are printing so fast. So now let's take a look at the real thing. I would like to ask Benjamin to open up the cover of the printing station so we can have a look inside. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the cluster for real. In the machine on display here today, we have 4 clusters, 1 per color, in a typical CMYK setup. As the name 701 states, and as you can see by the empty spots next to the clusters, this machine can actually be equipped with up to 7 colors, which is 6 plus white in order to cover the largest possible gamut. Besides the cluster, we have obviously all necessary elements that you would expect to find in a professional digital label press. We have web alignment, web cleaning, corona treatment, anti-static treatment, and after printing, the UV curing and anti-static treatment again. What is special about the machine on display here today is the configuration with inline finishing, that is rotary die cutting and slitting, leaving you with perfectly finished labels ready for further processing. And actually, all our machines, and not only the LB701 UV, can be configured with whatever inline finishing solution you might think of. Hot foil, cold foil, embossing, you name it, we make it. But enough of the 701, let's now move to your right, where we can find our LB702 digital label press. It uses exactly the same printer technology, which is the Mouvent cluster. It can reach printing speeds of up to 100 meters a minute and has an optical resolution of 2000 dpi. It is also possible to print with up to 7 colors. The only difference between this machine and the machine that we saw before is that the imaging width is 340 millimeters with the LB702 compared to 170 millimeters with the LB701. You might ask yourself, how is this possible? Because before you told us with one cluster we can print 170 millimeters wide, and now you tell us the LB702 machine prints 340 millimeters wide. Well, the beauty lies within the intelligent design of the cluster. We can easily and seamlessly stitch together 2 clusters and double like this the imaging width without losing quality or print speed or having to develop a whole new print bar. We call this ingenious system the Mouvent Matrix. The Matrix has practically no limitations, and one day you will see print engines with up to 19 clusters stitched together, reaching printing widths over 3 meters, all with the same simple yet very intelligent technology. Other than that, it's maybe worth mentioning that the LB702 UV digital press can produce more than 3.5 million square meters of labels during an average production workload per year. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is much more than any other press, even more expensive press that you can find during this exhibition. And the cherry on the top is that you need only one operator to run this machine. And now, last but not least, we come to this beautiful piece of machinery right in front of you here. So far we have only talked about UV label printing. But this is just a small part of the market actually. And I imagine you all are looking actually for a solution that doesn't pose any problems when producing for the food industry where food safety has to be guaranteed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, look no further. You have the solution right in front of you. We are very proud to present to you the world's first high productivity drop-on-demand digital inkjet press, our all-new LB702 water-based press. It is so different from anything else that you can find in the market today that we cannot put a label on it yet. Again, we are using the same print technology, which is our Mouvent cluster. We can reach production speeds of up to 100 meters per minute with an optical resolution of 2000 dpi, and we can print with up to 7 colors, even though we're using water-based inks and not UV inks. As you can see by the length of the engine, we have a lot more technology hidden under those covers than in the two precedence machines that we had looked at. And this is because we're printing with 100% aqueous inks, which require special web treatments and special drying technologies in order to be able to get a perfect printing result even when printing at full production speed and with water-based inks. I'm sure you understand that we don't want to lay open all those technologies that we have developed for that. However, what we can show you, and I would like to ask Christoph to open up, is to give you a glimpse into our ink station, where you can see our in-house developed Mouvent water-based inks. This machine is also equipped in CMYK setup. And Christoph opened up the printing station in order to prove that one printer technology is sufficient for all applications, all substrates, all markets, and all inks. Before we're going to make those 3 machines run for you one more time, let me quickly recap why we as Mouvent are going to revolutionize the digital label printing industry. We have one technology for any substrate market and application, the ingenious Mouvent cluster. Our machines print with up to 7 colors using either UV or water-based inks. They reach production speeds of up to 100 meters a minute with an optical resolution of 2000 dpi. They require minimum floor space and have a TCO that defies even the most efficient technologies that exist in the market today. And if that is not all convincing for you, then I don't know. Well, that would be all from my side. There's nothing left for me to say other than, gentlemen, please start up the engine. And to all of you here, thank you very much to have been with us here today on the booth to discover what we Mouvent has in store to revolutionize the digital printing industry. Please feel free to take a closer look at the machines now. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to address anyone from the Mouvent staff on the booth. They are more than happy to answer them. Thank you very much for your attention again, and enjoy the rest of the day at Labelexpo. Goodbye.